any special props today, besides having your mat and obviously the normal towel or cushion that you need. And for today's class, we're going to focus on an exercise called the back leg pull. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate it for you again. We've been doing a lot of work that's focusing on the hip flexors, right? So we're going to step away from that completely. This is going to now focus on the back of the body, particularly the hamstrings, and it's going to be quite a strong opening for the shoulder as well. So I'm going to demonstrate it for you so you know what we're working towards, and then I'm going to again build up through the class. I'm going to give you lots of modifications so you can figure out sort of where you need to modify. So just a heads up is that a lot of people in this particular exercise, they cramp in their hamstrings. All right, so if you have really tight hamstrings or if they're fatigued for any reason, you might find that they actually start to cramp, and in that case, you're going to bend your knees when you do this exercise. I'll give you those modifications as we go. So you guys can stay there for a second just while I demonstrate. Let me maybe sit this way. So it is a seated exercise, and based on your wrists and your shoulders, you can either have your hands with your fingers pointing out towards the side, or you could challenge yourself by pointing your fingers this way. My wrists don't like that, so I tend to have my fingers pointing out to the side this way. So from here, you're going to press your pelvis up. So immediately, you're going to get an opening across the shoulders and chest, and you're going to be lifting with the hamstrings, the gluteals, and supporting with your back extensors. That isn't the exercise. That's your starting position. Then from here, you're going to balance on one leg and hover the other, and we're going to go up and down, up and down. We flex at the top, we point all the way down. Hold it, and then you switch over to the other side. So you can see that it's a lot of work along the back line of your body. But what's interesting here is that because you haven't taken your spine into extension, your spine is holding neutral, all the workload goes to the lower leg. So you're going to feel the calf muscles and the hamstrings kicking in big time when we do that exercise, which is also why it's quite nice to do the flex of the foot at the top and then come down, because it actually stretches out those calf muscles a little bit as well. All right, so guys, any questions on that exercise before we start? Everyone, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So what Margie's also saying is that there's sometimes a tendency to lock into the back of the knees. So it's about finding the balance of the muscles around the knee joints. And if you're one of those people that has really hypermobile joints, so that's generally elbows and knees, then you probably have to do a little bit of a bend in the knees in order to stabilize that joint so you don't strain the back of the leg as well. Okay. All right, so we're going to get ready to go. So guys, you're going to be starting in a seated position, and you're just going to allow your spine to curve. Sorry, I'm sitting with my back to you, Margie. It's fine. So, knees bent, and just allowing your spine to round over. Just interlock your fingers, just let your hands rest in front of your shins, and let your head hang nice and heavy. If this is hurting your neck, then make a little ledge with your arms for your forehead to rest on. And you can allow your eyes to soften or perhaps close your eyelids gently. Move your neck and head around slightly, and then just find a place where you can let your head relax. Deep inhale through the nose and long exhale through the mouth. We're just going to take a few more breaths here. Taking an opportunity to slow down. Taking an opportunity to center yourself and to bring your awareness to your body on the mat for the next hour of class. Taking one more deep breath in. Long exhale. Blinking your eyes open and just slide up into a sitting position. Hooking your hands just around the fronts of your knees and your shins. Inhale to lengthen up through the crown of your head. And exhale, curl back. Feel the lower abdominals connecting. Can you take it back so that you can straighten your arms and hang into the stretch for a moment? Take a little breath. And then exhale, bend your elbows, pull forward, lift up, and sitting nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale, draw back. Almost get the feeling that you're pulling your belly away from your thighs. Take a little breath into the stretch. And exhale, bend your elbows, pull, and lift up nice and tall. Two more. Exhale, draw back. Stay for a moment, breathing in. And exhale, pull forward, lift up. And last one, exhale, draw the tailbone under, feeling the curve of your spine. Little inhale, and then exhale, bend your elbows, pull forward, and sitting all the way up and straight. Take your left leg, stretch it out long. Step your right foot over. Right hand behind your back for support as you sit up straight. Long stretch through the left fingertips and coming into a little bit of a twist towards the right. Hooking your elbow when you can and then turning to look over the right shoulder. So taking 3 deep breaths in and out here. And I've mentioned this before, but just a little reminder that you're not pushing with your arms. You are using your breath to facilitate a deeper twist indentation. So you're expanding and releasing from the inside out. And then on your next breath, releasing all the way back to the center. Just rest your hands lightly on top of your knee. Round your spine over, drop the elbows and relax, relaxing your left foot. And we're just going to stay here for a few seconds. Just a little bit of a counter pose or rebound pose to that deep twist. Unravel your spine, coming all the way up straight. Extend that right leg out long. Left foot steps up and over. Hand behind your back. Reach your right hand up. And start a twist from the belly, the lungs and the chest. And then looking over that left shoulder. And again, we're just going to stay here for 3 breaths in and out. No pushing. Allow your body to gently deepen your twist with each breath. Keep expanding, growing taller, and then on your next breath, slowly release. Just allowing your hands to rest lightly. Let your head come down, drop your elbows, relax the right foot. And then just stay here for a moment as you let your spine settle. Start to unravel your spine, lifting up nice and tall. Uncross and once again bending both your knees. This time your arms extend out in front. Take a breath in, grow tall. Exhale, draw your tail under. Let's come all the way down onto the mat. Reach your arms all the way back. Let's draw a big circle with the arms to the side. Bring your hands next to your hips. Lift your head up and then roll back up using abdominals. Use your hands if you need some help. And lift up nice and straight. And again, draw your tail under. Use your breath to help you carry the movement. Reach back. Big circle. And then bring your hands next to your hips. Lift your head up and then roll back up using abdominals. Use your hands if you need some help. And again, draw your tail under. Use your breath to help you carry the movement. Reach back. Big circle. Big circle. feet tall. Last two, draw your tail under. Placing your body down with control. Big circle, roll all the way up. And lift up straight. This is the last one. And we go, curl back. Help yourself wherever you need. Reach back. Draw big circle all the way around and place your hands down beside you. So you can have palms down or palms up. Walk your feet a little bit closer and towards you. We're going into our first set of pelvic curls. So on your breath, do that little tilt of the hips so your lower abs connect. And then start rolling up into your bridge position. And stay here for a moment. Just really acknowledge how the back of your legs are needing to work. Taking a breath in. And then exhale and ripple down through the spine. Releasing at the bottom. We're going to do 3 more. Tilting hips. So this is sort of the most basic prerequisite for the back leg pull that we're going to do. Roll down through your spine. And a lot of people already feel maybe that the hamstrings are really working hard here. Let's do 2 more tilting hips. Rolling up. And then at the top, pause and just acknowledge now that the front of the body is having to open. Take a breath in and ripple down through the spine. So again, it's the exact same position of the pelvis and the legs that we're going to be doing in our back leg pull today. Last one, tilting hips, rolling up into the bridge. Stay here, little inhale, and then exhale down through the spine. And release at the bottom. Bring both hands up towards the sky. Just wiggle your spine so you're creating some space. Turn the palms of your hands to face each other and we open the arms, breathing in. Don't let them rest, hover. And exhale, bring it up and connect the tips of the fingers to their partners. And again, inhale, expand. Exhale, lift up. And connect. 2 more. So this is just starting to open up across the front of the shoulder and the chest. And again, this is going to be a prerequisite for the exercise today. 1 more time, breathing in. And exhale. Interlock your fingers. Place your hands underneath your head. And then just settle yourself down for a moment. Get your lower back in a happy place. Elbows floating. Nod your chin. And on your breath, slide your ribs towards your pelvis. And then releasing head and shoulders down. And again, as you curl forward, get the sensation of flattening into the abdominals and releasing back. Use your breath and release. And release. We're going to take 4 more. We're halfway there. Get the flattening sensation of the abdominals. And release. 3 more. So this is going to be valuable in our exercise today with the connection to those deep abdominals because you still need your ab support even though you're engaging the back line of the body. It's about finding balance between the two. Last one, here we go. Exhale, curl forward and releasing all the way down. Stay here for a moment. Just press the elbows out for a second. And then release. Bringing both hands up, hug your right knee in towards your chest and stretch the left leg out along the ground. Move your hands to the back of your leg. flexing the ankle, and on your breath, stretch the leg up. And inhale, release. 3 more. So this is going to help avoid any kind of cramping as we go into our exercise later. We want to be able to find a little bit of release along the back of the leg. Let's do one more time. Now stretch your leg up and stay there. So your foot that's on the floor and the foot that's in the air, see if you can flex. And then see if you can point. And again, flex. Can you feel how intense that stretch is? And point. 2 more times. Flex. So remember guys, we're going to be trying to flex the foot when we lift it up. So we want to make sure that we've got that capacity here. One more time. Flex. And point. And now bend your knee, hug it in. Stepping your left foot onto the ground. And then we switch sides. Slide the right leg out. Move your hands to the back of the leg. And flexing just the top foot. Let's do a little hamstring release. And in. Use your breath. And as much as possible, you want to keep that length along the back of the neck. Like if you're really, really tight along the hamstrings or your back, you might find that as you straighten your leg, like your chin lifts up like that. Now keep your leg lifted and you stay there. Flexing both the ankles and then point both ankles. And again, flex and point. 2 more times. Flex and point. 1 more time. Notice where this is stretching you. And point. And then bend the knee in. And you're going to place that right foot flat and then put both feet to the ground. Bringing both hands up. Let's do a few little scissors of the arms. Finding that gliding action of the scapula. So this is going to help us find the placement of the scapula on the back of our ribs. So again, when we do our weight bearing of pushing onto the hands, then it helps us find stability. Now take the right arm back and over and roll onto your right side. You can cradle your head and just bend the left elbow so you can put your left hand in your lower back, or if you're feeling pretty flexible on that left side, you could walk your hand up between the shoulder blades and now slowly roll onto your back. So your hand is going to be pinned underneath you. If it's uncomfortable, move it. Place your right hand onto your lower belly, and we're just going to stay here for 5 breaths in and out. So this is doing 2 things. Because of the placement of the hand on the body, you're going to find that you're going into a little bit of extension of the spine, so it's a passive extension. But can you also feel that you are stretching the internal rotators on that left shoulder? This is part of the rotator cuff. And these are the muscles that need to be lengthened and open when we go up into our exercise today, to the back leg pull. And to be honest, I also find the pressure of my body on my wrist. It's a lovely compression of the wrist. Feels quite nice if you've got any issues like carpal tunnel as well. And then to come out of it, right hand reaches overhead. You roll to the side using your legs to carry you. And then slipping your hand out and all the way back to center. Just lie on your back for a moment, both hands extended up, and either soften your gaze or close your eyes. And just observe how the 2 sides feel. And then in your own time, you can blink your eyes open. Left arm goes overhead. Roll onto your left side. Just place your right hand into your back. Figure out where that hand can go. And then take your time as you roll onto your back again. So now you're pinning your right hand underneath you. Place your left hand onto your lower belly. And again, feel free to close close your eyes if that feels good for you, and 5 breaths in and out. Oh, and I cannot believe the difference between my two sides. My right side is so much tighter. So I definitely haven't put my hand up between my shoulder blades on this right side. My hand is pretty much in my lower back on this right side. Breathe and release as much as your body allows. Don't force. We're going to take just one more inhale and exhale. Blinking your eyes open. Reaching the left hand up. Taking your time as you roll to the side. And remember that your knees will pull you over, so you don't have to work. Slide that right hand out. Go onto your back again. Both hands reaching straight up. And then we pause here for a moment. Just feeling the release into the right shoulder. How does it feel? And then blinking eyes open, you're going to extend your legs out along the floor. Squeeze your legs together, point your toes, and we're going to roll up from here. Keep the arms as they are. Inhale to lift your head, and exhale, come forward. But we're not going to stop. I want you to go all the way forward so that we're really incorporating a little bit of a hamstring release here today. Take a breath in. And then exhale, roll yourself back, abdominals connecting, and you are anchoring your feet. Now hands just go up to the ceiling so that you're not losing any momentum with the upper body. And we go again. Inhale, exhale. So the breathing really helps you here. Stay here for a moment, finding release along the back line of your body. And then roll yourself down. Energy through fingertips, energy through toes, and your hands go straight up. We've got 2 more. Inhale. Long curve over. Exhale. Little squeeze with the inner thighs, a little pinch with the bum cheeks. And lift. One more time. Inhale. Long stretch over. Take a breath in. And then exhale. Unravel your spine. Lifting all the way up and tall. So bringing your hands behind you. You're going to have your fingertips pointing out towards the side. And then bend your knees. Separate your legs slightly, so that you can stand on your hands and feet and hover your pelvis up. So just let your hips float up, and you're just testing the weight bearing on your hands and on your legs. Start to move your hips forward. Can you feel a stretch in the shoulder? Maybe it's comfortable for you. And then move your hips back. So now you're actually having to push with your legs a little bit. And go. Pull. And back. And we're going to do just one more time. Take a break if you need a rest for the shoulders or for the hands or all. And send it back. Come back to the center. Pause here for a moment. And releasing your hips all the way down. Sit up for a moment. Give your wrists a little bit of a shake. And then lie on your left side. So your legs are extended out nice and long. Holding it here. Bringing your fingertips lightly onto the ground. Check your center. Chin up, shoulders down, pelvis stacked, and the bottom obliques are engaged. On your next breath, you're going to lift both legs up and releasing them down. And again, lift and release. more. So what we're getting our brains to do right now is recognize the obliques on that right side, on the top set. So when you come up into that back leg pull that we're doing today, the obliques have to be able to engage on both sides. So right now we're doing unilateral work. When we go up, it will be both sides working together. Let's take 2 more. Let's take 1 more. Lift up now, stay here. I want the bottom leg to come down and the bottom leg squeezes up. And again, lower and squeeze. We're going to do 4 more slowly. So guys, you are now working the inner thigh on the left leg. Okay, mental focus there. Now the reason this is important is that this inner thigh muscle helps connect you to the hamstrings. And we're going to be using the hamstrings later. I'll explain it to you on the other side. Lift up, hold it. Let's do them tiny little pulses. Adding a different dynamic. Strong breath. In 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Lift and hold it. Test your balance. Take a breath in and exhale, releasing everything down. Nicely done, guys. Bend your knees. Bring your knees up quite high so that you get a stretch into the lower back. Cradle your head. Right arm comes forward and let's do a thoracic rotation. So lifting your arm up. Look up and then open up across the chest, reaching back. Feel free to let your hips and your legs slide. Make it feel good. Take a breath in and then exhale. Lift your arm and come all the way back to the front. Let's do 2 more. So this is again opening up through the arm, the front of the shoulder and the chest, because we're going to need that flexibility when we go into the exercise a little bit later. 1 more time. And it's slightly different from the previous release that we did because now we have the elbows straight instead of having it bent. Take a breath in, exhale, and bring it all the way to the front. Good. So place your hand to the ground, push yourself up so you can come onto your left hand, and just sit like a mermaid. You know how much I love this one. And then you're going to put your hand underneath your ribs here so that you can feel the serratus connecting. Long spine. And let's do some little tricep dips. So now again, this is all relating back to the exercise because we want to be able to keep the elbows straight. Now, a lot of people cannot straighten the elbows because this little muscle at the back of the arm doesn't really like to work. So that's the tricep. So as we press away, we're training ourselves to straighten the elbow and to find a balance between the biceps at the front and the triceps at the back. Last one. Press up and hold it. You can walk yourself in, hold on to that right ankle, and let's do that long side stretch. You can turn your head if you like. 3 breaths in and out. And then take your time as you release. Spin your feet all the way around, and we're simply going to go onto the other side. So supporting your head, stretching your legs out, fingertips are light on the ground. So check alignment, chin up, shoulders down, pelvis stacked, bottom oblique is engaged. On your breath, both legs lift. And release. So as you lift up, you are connecting this top set of abdominals here. Taking 3 more. So we're working unilaterally, but when we go into our exercise, we're going to be asking both of them to work at the same time. Let's do one more time. Lift up and pause right here. Taking your bottom leg down and squeezing it up. So we're going slowly for the first 6. So guys, the inner thigh muscles here actually connect onto the same membrane, the same fascia as the hamstrings do. So oftentimes the inner thighs and the hamstrings work quite closely together. So this is going to facilitate us connecting into the back of the leg. Let's take one more time. And now let's pick up the pace. It's quite a sharp breath. We're going to need that strong exhale as we go into the exercise for the back leg pull. 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Lift and hold it. Test your balance. Beautiful. Take a breath in. And everything comes down. Bend your knees up. Cradle the back of your neck. Left arm extends. And we go. All the way up and back for that lovely opening of the chest, the shoulder, the arm. And then coming all the way back to the front. And taking 2 more. Feel free to move at your own rhythm. And if you actually want to stay back there and breathe for a bit, then give yourself that opportunity. One more time. Take a breath. And then exhale all the way back to the front. Good. Hand to the floor. Press yourself up. So you're going to be up on your right hand now. Sitting like a mermaid. Hand underneath the ribs. You're going to connect to those muscles here, the serratus. And then we start to move into our triceps. Feel free to adjust your position as you need. So really focusing on the extension of the elbow today. It really doesn't matter how far you bend it. I mean, you can get more of a workout on the triceps the more that you bend it. But it's really about activating the bicep and the tricep so that you get that length through the arm. Taking 4 more. Relax your neck. And press. Taking 2 more. I think I'm doing that thing where I don't count. Pilates instructors are notorious for not counting. And hold it there. And then walk yourself up, holding onto that outside ankle as you come up. Over. Feel free to turn your head if you need to. And just take a moment to open up that side line of the body. And we release. And now just turn onto your stomach for a moment. And we're going to do a little bit of a hip flexor and quadricep stretch. So rest your right hand under your forehead. Bend the left knee. You're just going to hold on to the ankle or the foot or your pants if you need. And do a little bit of a squeeze with the bum cheeks, a little bit of a lift of the lower abdominals. And you want to get yourself to about a 7 out of 10 intensity stretch down the front of the thigh. So I know some of you come from a dance background and you're super duper flexible. So guys, if you need extra, feel free to bend the elbow to lift your thigh up. But just as long as your lower back is protected, that's the most important thing. Few more seconds here. And again, we're simply doing this to facilitate the lift of the pelvis as we go into the exercise. And on your next breath, release, stretch it back, and over to the other side. Making any adjustments you need to your leg position. Little squeeze of the bum, little lift of the abdominals. And we have a chance to breathe. One more second here. And then we release and stretch it back. Place your hands under your shoulders, elbows lifted. Separate your legs hip distance apart. And we're just going to do 3 baby cobra. So inhale as you lift up, heart forward. And then exhale as you release down. 2 more times. So we're just activating the back extensors. We're mobilizing the spine. But remember, when we do our exercise today, we're not actually extending the back. We just want those muscles awake. And release. And now push your hands into the ground and come up onto your knees. All the way up you come. And just coming onto all fours here for a moment. So from here, extending the right leg all the way back, square your shoulders, square your hips, and lift your leg up to the height of your hip. Now keep reaching through the crown of your head, flex your foot, and see if you can lift your leg a little higher. So you're really activating the back of the hip. And then bring your leg just in line, so it's not all the way down. When you lift your leg up, try not to arch the lower back. So it's quite a small range. It's focusing on the top part of the thigh where it connects to your pelvis. 2 more. Good. 1 more time. These are the muscles that need to work when we take our pelvis up. And release, point your toe, and bring your knee all the way in. Center yourself, left leg back, bring that leg up, pause for a moment. Energy through crown, energy through foot, flex the ankle. And lifting your leg up without collapsing into the abdominals, and just back to neutral. When you lift it up, you can feel how much you've got to release the front of the hip to facilitate. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. And release. Point your toe and bring your knee all the way in. Take your time as you turn your hands backwards to face your body. And then you can either stay here, you might be getting a super duper stretch already, but if you want more, you can start to shift your body weight backwards to start releasing the front of the wrists at the carpal tunnel. Pause for a few moments, just allowing yourself to breathe. Release, turning your wrists all the way around to the front again, and pausing here. Let's go into a cat stretch. Rounding your spine up. Stay here for a moment. Move your hips back. Stay here for a moment. Come forward, staying around the spine. And then lengthen either to neutral or to an extended spine. And let's do that again. Round your spine, cat. Lift your belly. And then moving hips back. Come forward. And then lengthen. Lifting tail, lifting heart. 1 more time. Round your spine. Sit back. Come forward, and then lengthen. 1 more time around your spine. Stay here. Open your knees, big toes together. Sit back and take a moment to rest. Bring your hands together in prayer. Bend your elbows, placing your hands behind your head, and just allow yourself to settle. 5 breaths in and out. No pressure on the wrists, no tension through the neck, through the shoulders. Soft hips. Taking one more full breath in and out. And then release. Start to walk your hands backwards. And then from here, simply pivot so that you can come into a seated position. Knees bent, arms extended forward. We're going to be rolling onto our backs. On your breath, curl tail, finding the control through your center. Coming all the way down. Placing your hands down beside you and walk your feet a little closer in towards your butt. We're going to do one pelvic curl. Exhale, tilting hips. Rolling up into your bridge position. And I want you to stay here. If you like, put your hands on your gluteals to give yourself a tactile cue. Start to stand on your right foot and see if you can pick up your left leg and hold it in the air. Stay here for 3, 2, 1. Place your foot down with control, keeping the pelvis level. Standing on the left leg. Balance. Pick up the right leg. Can you stay here for 3, 2, 1. Placing the foot down. Release your hands. Take a breath in. And exhale. Roll down through the spine. Imprint and release. Just take a moment to open the hands a little bit wider and just rock your knees from side to side. So guys, that single leg weight bearing is really important for our exercise today as well, because so many people drop the pelvis or roll the pelvis. So could you feel how much your obliques have to work? You can feel how much the back of your leg has to work. So we're going to do a little bit of an add-on now. Come back to the center. If that was tough for you, then please just repeat that same exercise. Otherwise, we're going to progress here. Arms down, palms down. One pelvic curl, roll up. Find your bridge position. Now again, if you want to use tactile cues, put your hands on your bum cheeks. Standing on the right leg, bring the left leg up. We're going to extend that leg upwards. Can you stay there? And perhaps you can lower the leg down, halfway only, and up. Down. Are you keeping your pelvis level? And up. One more time. Down. And lift. Hold it there. Bend the knee and place the foot down. Check your position. Stand on the left leg, bringing the right leg up. You can stay here. Stretch the leg. You can stay here. Or you can go lower and lift for 3. And up. And 2. Do you have your abs connected? And 1. Is your pelvis stable? Bend the knee, placing the foot down. Bring your hands down beside you. And roll down through the spine. Hug both knees in towards your chest. Good, Margaret, how did that feel for you? Good. Fantastic. All right. So, little progressions, yeah? Take your hands behind your legs. Flex your feet. Breathe out as you stretch both legs up. Just like your hands to release and bend it in again. One more time. Stretch. And bend. Now tuck your chin in and come up at the same time. So you're getting that lovely release along the back line. One more. Exhale. And release, and then just give your ankles a little bit of a shake. So now we're going to do a slow roll up here. So hands behind your thighs. By the way, guys, if you're struggling for this with any reason, see if you move your hands a little lower on your legs, if that helps you. All right. Bring your legs away. Curl forward. And now breathe. Gentle pressure of your legs into your hands. Come all the way forward to stretch. Take a breath in. And exhale, roll up into sitting. Okay, so we're going to do one more progression before we actually try the full exercise. So you're going to have your knees bent, feet slightly apart. Point your fingers away. And guys, you need to have your hands wider than your hips. So don't have them too close together. So I'm going to be giving you a little challenge today. Pushing out of your arms. On your breath, lift your hips up. And then see, perhaps, if you continue bringing your hips all the way up into a reverse tabletop. Take a little breath in, and then exhale and lower the hips down. So stay for a moment. Do you need to move anything, or was that okay for you? Because now we're going to add on some abdominal work. Take a breath in. Exhale, pushing into hands and feet, and you can feel the back of your body has to work. You can feel that the front of your body has to open. Now let's reverse it. So you bring your hips down, lift your toes, push back so you round your spine and scoop back. So now you switch the muscle groups that are working. And now bend the knees and pull forward, toes down, lift up. So for those of you that have worked on your forward bends before, this is an adaptation of an exercise called the tendon stretch. One more time, press up. So we're opening the front of the body here. And then as we push back, we are opening the back of the body here. Feel the abs connect. Come all the way up. And releasing all the way down. Stay here for a moment. Nicely done. Just taking yourself around. Relaxing completely. Relaxing your neck. Deep breaths in and out. Just taking a moment to integrate, to feel, to observe what's happening with your physical body, and perhaps to also observe the conversation that you may be having with yourself. It's quite easy for us to have judgments for ourselves about what we should be able to do or not do. And then on your next breath, unravel your spine. I want you to bring your left foot in, and then your right foot in front of that. If you want to sit up on a cushion or a block, feel free to do so. And then just rest your fingertips out towards the side. Tilt your head towards the left. And then turn your head so you're going to slip your left armpit. So you're going to feel a stretch on the right side of your neck here for a moment. And again, this is really to help facilitate us getting into the position with as little resistance as possible. Slowly turn your gaze to the front and make your head come up. We're not going to do the other side yet. Inhale to reach all the way up. And then exhale, just walk your fingertips to the front. If you can put flat hand, put flat hand. If you can go a little further, go a little further. And again, we're just going to stay here for 5 breaths in and out. And hopefully you're getting a little bit of a release around the lower back and maybe around the hips. Take a breath in. Exhale, unravel. Coming all the way upright. Stretch your legs out for a moment. Give your knees just a little bit of a shake. And now pull your right foot in first and then the left leg in front of that. Walk your fingertips out to the side. Tilt your head to the right this time and then pivot till you start to feel a release down the left side of the neck. Keep breathing. Slowly bring your head up, back to the front. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, walking your hands forward. Finding the position that feels good on this side. You're going to feel it differently because you switched your leg position. Taking one more breath in and out. And then slowly coming all the way up. Unfold your legs, stretching them out, giving them a little bit of a shake. And now, guys, we're going to do the full thing. So I'm going to do 2 sets. So we're going to do a set on the right, a set on the left, another set on the right, and another set on the left, so that you can choose which position you're going to be in. So we're all going to start with our knees bent. Bringing your hands into a position that feels good for you. I'm going to do fingers out, helps my wrists. Take a nice, easy breath in. Oh, and by the way, it helps stabilize if you bring your legs a little closer together. I feel like my ankles bash each other a bit, so I separate them slightly. On your breath, pressing up, finding your reverse tabletop, and you hold it here. Stand on your right leg and bring the left leg up and extend. Flex the foot, and we're going to go point the toe down and lift leg up. One more. Bend that knee in. Stand on the left leg, bringing the right leg up. Flex the foot, and we go. Pelvis lifted. One more. Bring it down, hold. Bring that knee in, and then lower the hips all the way down. Now, if that felt like a challenge, you repeat that. Guys, if anybody has wrist and shoulder issues, you know what you do? You go here. It's absolutely fine. You just want to come up as high. All right, give yourself that option. Are you going to try to stay straight? All right. So guys, here's the other thing. Draw the kneecaps up. If your knees are taking strain, flex the ankles. As soon as you dorsiflex, it engages the whole front line of the body and it stabilizes the knee. Give yourself that option, or you can point the feet. Up to you. Press out of the arms, create space. On your breath, pushing into the hands, pushing into the heels of the feet. Remember, guys, that you are welcome to dorsiflex the ankles. Floating the left foot up, and we go. 2 more. 1 more. Hold. Floating the right leg up. One more. Hold. Press your hips up a little bit higher. And releasing all the way down. Walk your hands forward and just allow yourself to completely relax over. Taking a nice, easy inhale. Exhale. Unravel, rolling all the way up into sitting. And we're going to finish just as we started. Knees bent. Interlock the fingers. Folding your body over. Remember, if you want to create a shelf for your head, you can. And just taking the last minute of today's class to feel. Notice how the movements are integrating throughout your body. Acknowledging the back line of your body today. Feel the engaging, the strength, the support. Acknowledging the front line of your body and how it opened for you, facilitated the movement. Take a moment to notice your mental connection to your body. Notice your energetic connection to your body. And oftentimes, as we tackle these more challenging exercises, there's a lot going on with energy, mind. And it's just good to notice it. It doesn't have to mean anything. Just allow your belly to soften as we take 3 final deep breaths in and out for today's class. If your eyes are closed, you can slowly blink them open. And just let your spine unravel. Bring yourself all the way upright, roll the shoulders back and around. Fantastic! How did that feel? Really nice. Awesome. No strain, okay? For the hamstrings. Always do. And I feel my left calf muscle working whenever I do it. So I'm so aware of that left side. It's really good. Fantastic. You can stop at any point that actually works for you. Yeah, really great. Great. Awesome, guys. How did you do?